All right, I want to talk about, well, let me just start over. All right, I want to talk about this. So, this is me following logic. This is me trying to see if there's even room for outside experience. Like, what does it mean to say something is completely outside experience? Like, you take the table of all possible occurrences, then you start removing stuff based on, okay, let's remove everything that is experienced at any point along its timeline. What's left, you know? And it's like, I think I have this paper like is the precursor to this one. And wow, people outside all of a sudden. That is extremely rare. Of course it would occur now. I don't know any of my neighbors. Not really. Anyway, so this was basically talking about how crazy it is. See how it says approaches logical impossibility? Yeah. Long story short, that approaches is similar to the notion, the sentiment, the sensation that there is a numerical gap between 0.99 repeating and 1. Math people will tell you 0.99 repeating is 1. It's like, functionally, it's a different way to write the number 1. And I didn't explicitly mention it in this paper or the next one because it didn't occur to me that it was a similar situation. But I made this post, which is about using questions to arrive at where I am. And while I was composing these questions, I was sort of kind of forced to do this one. I think it's that one. Okay, let's see. All data is experience. Logic all has to terminate somewhere. Everybody has to say just is at some point. Doubting time. Is time contained in the present? Somebody else's body. And then this. Take everything that could ever show up in anyone else's experience and remove it. What's left in the category exists but has zero experiential signature. This is gesturing at this. And so revisiting everything to boil it down to questions for this brings me here. So EE makes for a lot of exceptions, an axiom that is worthy, because originally the trilemma was supposed to show that all logic goes somewhere bad, which kind of leads to the air quotes cautionary tale of sexist empiricus, you know, the whole you can doubt everything and nothing survives doubt, the whole anti-foundationalist thing, except that I found a foundation. I found an axiom that isn't cheating. And then absence of evidence being evidence of absence. That is about this. I show that the whole where EE should be is a kind of evidence itself, Now again, that's separate from the positive evidence, which of course I did first. Let's see, it should have the date somewhere. Yeah, 9/19, and then this one is, yeah, see. And so that's the absence of evidence part, and then now finally an unwanted ontology. And what I mean by that is it was never my intent, and I feel like I'm still not saying, I'm not making an assertion, I'm not saying that there is stuff or there isn't stuff, but I am saying, unfortunately, that there appears to be no logical room for there to be stuff outside experience. You end up with the set of all non-existent things and a set that is empty literally except for the name. Like the set of all things that occur but have no occurrence. You know, it's like, it's not explicitly saying it's an empty set, but the contents of the definition for what goes into that set are equivalent to nothing. So basically, the intuition that there might still be room for something outside all possibility of ever being experienced and stuff that doesn't exist. See what I'm saying? It's like the same. It's this. And I just wanted to... Oh, I can't upload a... Okay, so what we'll do, take that text. Oh, I gave it the link already. So, because I forgot, DeepSeek actually can read links. So let's see what it has to say. That's funny. It doesn't. So I guess my paper doesn't say EE anywhere in it. That doesn't make sense. Huh, I guess it doesn't. No. So it doesn't read the whole paper. It's too many pages deep. That's interesting. No. Wow. That's a big fucking problem. Section 1.9. What the fuck? What is this shit? Look at this. No time like the present? Certainly? What? Wow. Wow. Okay. So this is broken. That's wild. I thought it could read papers. So let's do this again, only we'll upload the paper. I give it the MD to save tokens. PDFs are clunky. Fuck. But the intuition is so strong because it's like I just picture myself closing my eyes and saying the world disappeared. That almost makes me want to cry. It's weird. Like, it's not a sadness. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's strange because the pieces. It's about time. Like I've already completely deleted agency to my satisfaction. You only have the experience of the present, and what you're doing in the present is completely it's completely dominated by all the aspects of a present moment. It's like a picture of somebody falling through the air, before they pull their parachute. They're falling or they're going to pull their parachute. There's no agency there. It's like that. And like characters in a book, pages in a book, or in my case, cards in a deck, because a book is bound. A book universe has page numbers, has ordering, has a tray of time for pages to sit in, for occurrences to sit in. Cards in a deck don't. You shuffle the deck. The Queen of Hearts is still the Queen of Hearts no matter what other cards are next to it. That's how experiences work. That's this whole thing. And yes, is that IO? Yeah, that's this whole thing. The aspects, the root attributes of experience. So I'm just like, yeah, because I can't, like, I was just like, I didn't invent EE to solve problems, how I discovered EE and it happened to solve problems and then it happened to be new. This is not my goal. This is not what I was trying to do. First of all, I feel like it weakens EE. By making an ontological statement, I'm doing what I was scolding the other phenomenologists for doing. I'm saying, well, they invented their own thing, isness and God and or the other direction, deleting too much, deleting experience, deleting logic. I mean, honestly, I think doesn't even work because, first of all, I is part of the present. I could be Boots in the next 2 seconds. I could have been Boots 1 second ago. How would I know the difference? At the time, I was them. It's like I wouldn't be able to detect it for the same reason you wouldn't be able to detect it if an evil genie froze time for 5 minutes and then unfroze it, or froze time for 1 billion years and then unfroze it. I would never feel it because time was frozen. So if I became somebody else, I would never feel it because I was them. I was them. I used to think about that in grade school on the bus when, the concept, if I wish I was somebody else, came into my mind, in contrast with the idea of monkey paw evil genie twisting your wish, because I watched that fucking Twilight Zone episode with the leprechaun that fucked up the kid's wishes. So it's like you can imagine, oh yeah, congratulations, you're someone else. You were someone else 5 minutes ago. This is your wish being granted. But I don't remember being there. It's like, of course you don't, because you're not them. You're you. It's like changing your present changes your past kind of thing. So anyway, my point with that ramble is I'm following logic. I discovered this. This was not my goal. So yeah. Yeah. See, I'm not claiming ontology. I'm observing its collapse. That's accurate. That's like this. This isn't a cosmology. It's an anti-cosmology. I'm showing that the whole notion of time doesn't work. It's incoherent. Which is related to Yeah, this one. Turns out when you dig in, you lose the temporality problem is insurmountable. You can't get around it. Like, stuff doesn't get different properties just because it's in the past versus in the future versus now. At least under physical law, as far as we know. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, read the paper if you're into it. I don't know. It's related, trust me. I mean, yeah, because did I spell that right or something? No, it just doesn't know the word. Okay, whatever. I'm probably spelling it wrong, so I'm not going to add it. Oh, it does know the word. It's just okay. Um, hmm. Full House. That's pretty funny. Because, card. Because existence is what experience does. That's good. I mean, sure, I can work to accept it, but again, what happens? Yikes. I thought it was going to shrink this for some reason. Yeah, it is. I do. I followed the logic. I remember digging through that. It is like outside. It is super fucking hard to wrap your head around what is left. Like, what is the difference between zero and effectively zero? There's not at this scale. The only way you can make it have to make those things not equivalent is when you have an outside scale to set it in, which is ironic and funny in context, but it just doesn't work. Like, I've so tried. Yeah, it doesn't understand. It doesn't have the okay, and I know better than to send it a link, so I need to just send it a paper. Yeah, shit. Okay. Yeah, valence experience. Experience always has a character. It's always either preferable or not to some degree or not. You can't have a zero preference experience. There's no such thing as neutral in this context. It's like saying a building without an architectural style. Even a single brick has an architectural style. It's called brutalist, or you could say it's minimalist. You know what I'm saying? So the only way to have a building with no architectural style is to have a vacant lot. And arguably, even that, you'd have to not have a lot. You could call it absentist or something. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be valence. So, experience, valence. It is what it is. Like, I feel like I didn't exist until I have memories, right? My earliest memory is not being a zygote. My earliest memory is being a toddler. So, well, strictly speaking, of course I don't. What is my most vague earliest memory? No, I don't have any infant memories, just toddler. Although I kind of feel like I might have had infant memories at one point. They're gone now, though. Whatever. I like reading the thought process because it like helps me identify bias and stuff. I mean, you can see obvious bias, but I feel like I'm being fair too. I mean, I'm extemporizing or whatever, and I'm just showing you. It's all stream of consciousness. I'm being fair and clear, I think, which is what I was trying to be. Where is it with my questions here? I mean, I straight up explained what I was doing. And then right at the top too, I'm just like, I have an agenda. Nah. And, people who know Socratic will know. I mean, I'm being fair, I think. It is so insane. It will never stop being insane that this is mine. Oh my god. How? How is this me? I guess EE says it isn't because EE says identity isn't a thing. But, whatever in this moment feels like me. Yeah, I want to point out something real quick. End of narrative. Yeah. Right. I feel them, so they're as real as anything else. So yeah, give this one a look. It's connected to the Socratic one, so should be anyway. Let me see. Yeah, another reason to start it at why I started Experience, because what's the difference between a brick and a kitten? Again, feeling is what makes anything matter. It was pithy when I originally was formulating this. I was like, it's what makes matter, which leads to this, which is fun. He's got like tons of likes, and I mean, dude, this is completely my thing. No, not you. Shit. Where are we? Yeah. That's what I was linking to. See? Oh, that's what they mean by idealism. Like everything is an idea of something else. Okay, so I'm not an idealist, I'm a phenomenologist. I can't spell for shit. Neither can the computer. Chrome does that to push a Google dictionary, air quotes, and Brave is based on Chrome. They should have their own dictionary that's actually good. Anyway. See, I can't type for shit. It's crazy. It's good at making me feel. I mean, I already felt better in the sense that I know that I was following the logic. I'm stress testing it as hard as I possibly can. So it's like when I'm red teaming EE. I don't cheat. I'm not motivated reasoning. And you know, it's funny because they say that too. Materialists say that. They'll be like, well, it's like the thing from Waking Life. I'm always used to share about how, you know, we're mostly water. We're all electricity and atoms and stuff. And if we're all that, and all that behaves in a predictable, orderly fashion, then so do our decisions and consciousness and everything else, you know, and that gives rise to the whole thing. And I guess that's what that type of stuff is what primed me to dig all the way to the bottom. That's what I've done. I've specialized in the general. I always dug for the deepest root, the most broadly applicable truth. That's what I was always after. And I found the absolute brass ring in that category, which of course is all categories, because that's what I was shooting for. Broad applicability. External world question is dissolved. It's like dropping your lightsaber point down. It's just gonna keep going until it drifts. Dropping a black hole. But that's another thing that this video is fair to include, is that this is apparently what I do now. Like I never felt like I had a camp or a job, so to speak, or whatever. But for months now. This is all I've done all day. EE stuff. I mean, it's like this and chores and, watching TV and stuff for downtime. It's like this would be the job. This would be what I would be doing, I guess. I mean, this could take years, but it's like, I don't know, with AI force multiplying, I'll probably, it's kind of done now. I mean, I don't know. That's sort of a joke here. It's like when I was at the like 20 paper mark, I said to Adria, I was like, that was probably the last paper. I mean, I can't see where else. I mean, I've covered so many things, massive categories, and then later I'm like, oh no, let's do quantum mechanics, and then the cosmology one, and there's a lot of papers that are just like about reactions to EE. Like this one is like, don't complain about solipsism. It's not what you think it is. And then, another, this is just kind of a granular defeat. I had never heard of Moore's hand. And it was like, oh, it's an unsolved problem. It's like, well, not anymore. He solves, it's like the kid drawing a picture of God and the teacher says, nobody knows what God looks like. And she says, they will in a minute. It's kind of like that. Yeah, axiom camouflage, how everything gets swept under a rug in materialism, but EE puts it front and center. And logical impossibility. Yeah, this one's a different one. This one's like about life and whales and fungi and alignment, and it's different. And of course, reaction to EE, agency, free will. This was my attempt to communicate with somebody. It didn't work. Trying to interface with the system, so to speak, I guess. Sort of. Yeah, the difference between me and all the other skeptic types. Debate. Again, trying to communicate. I solve their problem. Yeah, these dudes, they're basically hung up on how do they square their stuff with materialism, and it's like, well, it's because materialism's wrong. I emailed like 3 of the 4 authors I could find. The 4th one didn't have an email or any way that I could contact them. Yeah. Right. Excuse me. I'm completely reformulating game theory. And, the cosmology, and again, just another specific problem, trying to get people to engage. Responses to EE. Trying to get published in the most tiny possible way. That's what this one's about. The entire paper is 2 pages. And the entire argument is repeated twice. Fun stuff. Binding problem, because I was trying to talk to David, but he won't hear me. Shit. So anyway, yeah, this is where he stopped answering me, I believe. Yep. And of course, the magic window. Yeah. This one's real good because it's like if I had a magic window that showed me what's outside reality, looking through it would still be an experience. So you just can't get outside. It's like you can't drill through the wall in the room to find the outside. There's nothing outside the outside. It's not a void. It's just not there. Completely violates spatial intuition. And of course, the root paper, which probably needs an update, but I don't know. Given all the stuff that's come after, like it needs some stuff about time, probably. I don't know. And the big fat hole, like where's all this other stuff? Like if this is all just rehash, where are the old versions? Yeah. Experience is consciousness. Consciousness is experience. Experience isn't something that's happening to consciousness. Consciousness and experience are the same thing. You're right. Yeah. Not having a substrate causes problems, solutions. Honestly, I think all of this came after that joke where I was, because, look, 68, and I said it at 25, so that's funny. Anyway, I went way too long demonstrating that. It just kind of turned into a thing where I'll just finish. No, I think I'm done. This is a lot. We'll finish up this. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not good at reaching outside of its. This is just stuff we've discussed. It's trapped in its context, which is kind of funny. It's like we're trapped in our present experience. So yeah, I don't know. Thanks for watching, listening, whatever.